Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about how to get a system of equations, like a system of having equation 1, equation 2, how we can solve them both together, and how we can use them, right? In an example, let's say you want to go get a combo of uh, two burgers with a drink, and they're pricing that as $16, right? And on another menu, they have five uh, burgers with three drinks, and they're pricing that at $41, right? Now you might be interested, and you might not care at all too, right? But you might be interested in like how much is the price of each burger. If I call the price of burger X, uh, if I call the price of the drink Y, uh, if I have 2x plus 1y priced at $16 and five burgers plus three drinks $41, how much is price of each burger and each drink? That's something that we can figure out by solving a system of equations. Uh, well, in this case, down the road, we will figure out that each burger is going to cost us $7, each drink is $2, but how we can get to that numbers, that's uh, something that I will be talking about in the example uh, in just a couple seconds, okay? Okay, now as an example, I have a system of equation. I have two equation number one, equation number two. And now I want to solve this equation. Basically, solving is trying to find out an x and y that fits or satisfy each of them. For example, I need to, find x 1 and 3, and this 1 and 3 should satisfy each of these equations, right? Okay, so now I'm going to tell you that there are normally three ways for solving these equation, system of equation. First way is graphing. And what is graphing? In graphing, the goal, I will explain the detail, but as a general understanding, the goal is to plot each of these lines. So this is a formulation of a line. This is another line. So basically, it's like drawing that lines. This is line number one. Just assume that's the line number one. And this is line number two. And then they meet at some point here. And that is going to be the solution of that system of equation. So then we plot them, see where they meet or where they have a common point, and that point is the solution of that system of equation. I'm going to try that way, graphing for this system for this example. So first of all, I'm going to try to plot 2x plus 3y minus 4 as the first equation. And then I will try to plot the second equation, which is 4x plus 5y equals minus 6, okay? So in order to plot them, I normally draw a table. I will try simple x 0 and 1, and try to see what are y, or what are going to be y for those x's. Let's say for x0, I have the formulation 2x plus 3y equals minus 4. So I'm going to try for x0 plus 3y is minus 4. So this is 0. Then this is going to be 3y equals minus 4. And then we divide each side by 3. So y is minus 4 over 3. This is 1 point, right? Another point, I'm going to try x1. So formula was 2x plus 3y equals minus 4. X was 1, 2 multiplied 1 plus 3y is minus 4. And then I'm going to simplify that. 2 plus 3y is minus 4. I'm going to deduct a 2 from each side. It's going to be 2 plus 3y minus 4 equals minus 4 minus 4. Minus 4 minus 2, sorry. And then simplify that. 3y is minus 6, and then from here y is minus 2, right? So I'm gonna have a clean table for this line x and y. If I have x0, my y would be 4/3 minus 4/3, sorry. And if I get x1, the y would be minus 2, right? And I will try that for the second line as well, right? I'm going to get rid of these stuff here. So I'm going to try that for the second line. And try to see what is going to be the table for x and y. So let's draw a table for that here, x and y. I'm going to try x0. So 4x plus 5y equals minus 6. X is 0. So I'm going to put 0 plus 5y equals minus 6. 0 is 0. So 5y equals minus 6. And then from there, we're going to divide each side by 5. Y is minus 6 over 5, right? So for 0, I have minus 6 over 5. And I'm going to try another x. Let's try x as 1. If I put x1, I'm going to have 4x plus 5y equals minus 6. 4y plus 5y equals minus 6. I'm going to have a minus 4 added to each side. It's going to be 4 plus 5y minus 4 equals minus 6 minus 4. And then simplify that. This cancels that. So 5y is minus 10. And then from there, y is minus 2. Right? So if I try x as 1, y would be minus 2. Right? Now I'm going to get rid of all these stuff. And the next step is, well, after finding out the pairs, we are ready to plot both lines, right? I'm going to try plotting them. Okay. Now let's plot them. How we're going to plot them is like, we're going to have x and y. Okay, first we're going to plot line 1. And line 1 has two pairs. I'm going to call it pair A and pair B. So for A, I have a coordinate of 0 and minus 4/3. Right? Let's figure out where is that. Let's do this estimate is like 1, 2, minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 2. Okay, so 0 and minus 4/3 is, this is the y. Minus 4/3 is like, would be here. This is point A. I have divided here into 3 sections. This is a unit section. I divided them into 3 sections. And one section, I got one section plus this section is minus 4/3. Okay, that's how I did that. That's point A. For point B, I have 1 and minus 2. 1 and minus 2. Here. This is point B, right? And then I have to plot a line from A to B. This is my first equation, right? Now let's go to the second equation here. I have another point. I will call it C and D. For C, I have 0 and minus 6 over 5. 6 over 5 is like I'm going to divide here into 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them here would be point C. And point D is 1 and minus 2. 1 and minus 2 is, again here, the same point as B. And we are gonna connect them together. We're gonna connect C to D. And that's a rough estimate line, right? And then we figure out where they are meeting. They are meeting at point B or D here, right? And then the solution is this point where they are passing each other is 1 and minus 2. So this is the solution, right? And this way, the first way, we had 3 ways to solving the problems of these system of equation. First way is graphing. This is graphing. And the graphing has, well, sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it's a little bit challenging to figure out the points because we are doing everything by hand. For example, how to find 6/5, 6 over 5, how to figure out where this point is. These are rough and estimate calculations. It is quick, but the calculation is not always exact. But that's one way, right? Let's go to the other ways. We have 2 ways left for solving the system of equations. Now let's go and talk about the second way. Second way of solving the system of equation. Remember, we have 3 ways normally, right? First was graphing. Second is substitution. Substitution. And what does it mean? It means to substitute something into something else, right? And if you look at here, we have x and y, right? We have x and y. If we can get everything based on x or based on y, what would happen? That would be easier to solve the linear equation, right? It's not easy to get it solved because there is x and y. But what if we have everything based on x or everything based on y, right? Let's try one way called substitution to do that. What do? Is like we try to find x and then substitute that in the second equation. Let's just start doing that. First equation was 2x plus 3y is minus 4. I want to try to get x out of here. I want to get x in a way which says equals something, right? How can I do it? I would do like 2x equals minus 4, and I will move this on the right hand side, which is minus 3y. The sign changes, right? Out of here, I can get x, basically divide each side by 2, minus 4 minus 3y over 2. Now I have x as something, which consists of numbers and y, right? We have x, pure x, 1x. And on the other side, we have something else other than x. We don't care what it is. It's just something without x, right? And now what I'm going to do is just use this in second equation. What was second equation? This is your second equation. Let's write the second equation. Second equation is 4x plus 5y is minus 6. Let's use x. Let's use the x that we obtained up above here, which was here. Just highlight that. Minus 4 minus 3y over 2. And then the rest of that plus 5y is minus 6. Simplify that. I'm going to simplify this 4 and then 2 down here. 4 over 2 is 2. Minus 4 minus 3y plus 5y is minus 6. Simplify that. 2 minus 4 is minus 8. 2 minus 3 is minus 6. plus 5y is minus 6. Simplify this. 5y minus 6y is minus y. So minus 8 minus y is minus 6. Simplify that. Y is minus 8 plus 6. Then y is minus 2. Right? We got y here. And now I'm going to get x. I got y as a number, right? I got y as a number here. Now I want to get x too, right? How can I get the x? I can get x from this highlighted thing here, right? X was minus 4 minus 3y over 2, right? Equals minus 4 minus 3y. How much was y? Minus 2 over 2. Simplify that. Minus 4 plus 6 over 2. 2 over 2. And then x is 1. So based on this solution, x is 1 and y is minus 2. What was the way? Substitution. So let's go over what we did. In substitution, we're trying to get x in a way which tells us x equals something without x, right? Here x equals minus 4 minus 3y over 2. On the left hand side we have x, on the right hand side we have no x. Get the x, put it on the second equation. So we are getting x from here. Put it in the second equation and then get the y. And then use y. Put it back into this x relationship and get x. Done. It's called substitution. Next way is elimination, the third way. Let's go and see how it works. Now we have the same system of equation. What is the third way? Let's get it take a little. The third way is elimination. And what we are going to do here, we try to eliminate something, right? So, you know, we have x and y. So what if we eliminate one of them, right? X and y. If we try to get rid of one of them, if we can get rid of one of them, and we have everything based on y, that would be easier to get it solved. What do I mean is, let's get into the real problem and start solving it. So on the top equation, I have 2x plus 3y equals minus 4, right? On the bottom equation, I have 4x plus 5y is minus 6, right? Do you think somehow I can change this into this, or I can change this into this? What do I mean is, like, if I try to, for example, multiply each side of this equation by plus 2, right? If I multiply that everything by 2, what am I going to get is like this, right? And then what am I going to get is like 4x plus 6y is minus 8, right? I just multiply this. So basically what I've done is I have changed my first equation to this. So this is the same as this, right? This is the same as this. The only thing I have done is just I multiplied each side by 2, which is okay. You can multiply by any number other than 0, right? For now. So let's rewrite the equations. My first equation is changed to this one. to this one. This is my new transfer equation. First equation, 4x plus 6y is minus 8. Second equation is the same. I haven't touched that. 4x plus 5y is minus 6. So this is my new system of equation. Now what I have done is, like, I have something in common in each of them. So in top here I have 4x, in bottom here I have 4x as well. Well, the rest are different, I know, but they have something in common. How am I gonna use that common point is, like, I would try to eliminate this common portion from the equations. You know, we can subtract or add each side of the equations, right? What am I gonna do is, like, this is one side, this is another side, this is one side, this is another side, right? I'm gonna subtract them. Rewrite that. 4x plus 6y is minus 8. 4x plus 5y is minus 6, right? I will subtract these from these, side by side. Left hand side subtracted, and then right hand side subtracted too. Rewrite that. 4x plus 6y subtracted by this. 4x plus 5y equals minus 8 subtracted minus 6. Rewrite that. 4x plus 6y minus 4x minus 5y equals minus 8 plus 6. Rewrite that. This cancels this. This is going to be y equals minus 2. Okay, so we got y somehow. I'm gonna highlight that. This is y. Okay, how am I gonna get x somehow? It doesn't matter. Like, you have two equations, this or this. Use either of them. Use this or this to get x. I'm gonna use this first one. The first one was 2x plus 3y is minus 4. I'm going to replace this into this. 2x plus 3y is minus 2 is minus 4. And then out of here, I'm going to simplify that. 2x minus 6 is minus 4. 2x is 2. X is 1. Okay. Now, through eliminating x or y, we could figure out one of the parameters. Now here we got y and then we got x. Again, we have a system of equation. Let me try this. We have this system of equation. We have two linear equations in there, right? And top and the bottom one. What I did, I tried to eliminate one of the parameters, x or y. So what I tried to do to get to that goal is, I tried to convert this similar to this. And I did that through changing the x factor, right? So because I have this as the second equation, and this was my first equation. So here I have 2x, down here I have 4x. I have to somehow make them similar. How can I do it? I need a factor of 2. So that's why I just multiplied everything on the first equation by 2. And then got this system of equation. And then subtracted left-hand side from each other and right-hand side from each other, and then simplify that, got y and then I got y into first equation, and then got x. That's all. Okay, hopefully my example and explanation could help a little bit to make it easier for you to understand the system of equation and how we can solve them through those three ways. So now I have a question for you. So this system of equation, I have equation 1 and equation 2. I need to know what is x and y. Can you figure out in any way that you want to try? I want to know what is x and y. Find out them, comment below. Also, if you have any other question, any question about what I taught here, let me know down here in the comments. I try to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great day.